Thank you very much for your participation. I have a slide, so if you can put my slide on, I'll just take you through very quickly what this competition will be about. I want to make a special mention to those organizations that have offered to help and to assist and to sponsor this competition. Without sponsorship, it will be almost impossible to carry out such a venture. So thank you very much indeed. You know yourselves, organizations, there are quite a number of them who have offered to help. And we're hoping that even more will come on board as we move along. So this is the 2021, go back to the title please. This is the 2000 AIHS, Abuja International Housing Show 2021 Youth Competition. And the next page please. I'll be just taking you through this as we move. So this is the theme of the competition, essentially, as Barrister Festus and Kunle Faleti have explained, is to try and find the next generation of affordable housing leaders, identifying and utilizing them. Identifying and utilizing them, you know, getting them involved so that there's a generation to move over of people passionate to provide affordable housing. Essentially, the objective is for the first Abuja International Housing Show Youth Affordable Housing Awards to celebrate housing ideas and designs that provide creative solutions along the value chain of affordable housing, affordable housing delivery process. So the scope, essentially, of the competition is for it to be open to housing ideas and designs, not just architectural designs or engineering designs, but concepts, ideas, delivery model concepts, for instance, designs, architectural and engineering, building materials and components, construction technologies, and funding models. This is not actually the presentation I gave, so I'm a bit muddled because I'd made a few changes here. I think this must have been an earlier version. But initiatives that support the main focus area of affordability, acceptability, accessibility, scalability, and sustainability in the design of solutions for affordable housing. Next slide, please. So we have basically 3 stages to this competition. We have a stage 0, which is the preparation stage, which is what we're in now. And we as the committee have been meeting for the last 3 or 4 weeks and trying to finalize the criteria for eligibility. And today, we have the launch. Oh no, this is definitely not the version that we provided. There's another version to this. If you can find it, that would be wonderful. Otherwise, I will go on. I gave somebody a version. For Lorunsho, I gave you my version of this. If you're not sure where it is, then maybe we'll just stick to the old one. So we have 3 stages, basically. A stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3 competition. The first stage will essentially be to test eligibility and ensure that contestants meet the basic criteria for competing. Then there will be a concept stage, which will be stage 2, which will last about a month, and then we'll have for about a month and a half the final stage. Entries and entrants will be shortlisted at that stage, and just a few, perhaps between 6 and 10 entries will be shortlisted to go into the final stage. Are you able to find the presentation? If you can't find it, just put the last one on, and I'll manage that. Sometimes this is the problem with having multiple versions of a file. I don't know how many youths we have in our midst. We all seem to be babas and mamas here, but I do hope that the youth are represented in our midst. Okay. Yeah. Okay, great. So go to the slide before it, please. Right, so that's it. So the first stage is the screening for eligibility. Second stage is project concept. And the third stage, detailed project solution. Next slide. So in terms of the timeline, the competition begins on August the 6th, when the website will be live and open to competitors. So from the 6th of August, which I believe is next week Friday, you can begin to go online. We will advertise the website address, and you can go right on there to find out all the eligibility criteria. We will then announce the winners. The competition will end with the announcement of winners on December the 16th, 2021. So we have about 4 months to carry out this exercise. Next slide. This is a detailed program for the competition. Here we are at the inauguration, and the website launch next week. Publicity, stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3. Next slide. Now there will be prizes. And the first prize that's been offered is a 500,000 naira cash prize. Second prize is 300,000 naira. The third prize, 200,000 naira. And there will be consolation prizes for finalists. So we appreciate the fact that it takes a lot of effort to partake in these sort of competitions. You know, so for those who are able to go and reach the final stage, there will be some form of competition, some form of compensation for them. There will be other prizes as well, but we do not know what those are yet. And as I've said, you know, the grounds are still open. We're still we'll be happy to take on sponsorship of all sorts from companies at the show. Next slide. Once again, my committee members, whom I'm very happy to be with, want to thank you for your participation. And I think at that point, next slide, I'll say thank you. So that's it. So do we have perhaps 1 or 2 questions? Otherwise, you can just wait till the website is up next week, and all the information will be there. Oh, there is a question. Please, for the gentleman. Microphones, please, to the gentleman in the middle here.
I'm Town Planner Nathaniel Atebije. I think it is really, really very impressive to have this committee in place, and a very nice way of transferring the baton to the next generation. I just want to reason aloud, you know, against whatsoever might come, that I don't know how people are going to compete at this level. Is it that they are going to compete as individuals, or they are going to compete as teams? Because affordable house is not delivered by one person, it's delivered by a team. Thank you very much.
That's a very good question. Yes, we've deliberated on that, and we will accept single entries. We will also accept group entries. We actually expect that most entries, as you have rightly said, will be in groups. Thank you. Any other question? Otherwise, I will take my leave. Oh, okay. Microphone, please, to the gentleman in the white.
Okay. Hi, my name is Kabir Gano. I represent Branson Hammers. It's more like a contribution, not a question, actually. I strongly believe Branson Hammers also needs to contribute to this. We're one of the biggest developers in terms of affordable housing. We're building about 6,000 houses right now in Abuja. So we want to actually contribute. We want to consider maybe the winners for possible job employment if they are youth.
Thank you very much. That's a good one.
We also want to make monetary contributions as well, in terms of the winners as well. Maybe, I don't know, we're not sure of the figures yet, but that's something we will discuss.
Super, super.
And we also want to know if there's still possible consideration for expansion in the committee as well. We also want to be part of it because we believe we are one of the biggest contributors in terms of affordable housing in Abuja.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There will be a design competition committee which will be independent from this general committee. So that will have representation from many of the professional bodies. And other people. So perhaps there will be a chance at that level. But thank you very much indeed. Thank you. I think on that note, there's one more question. This will be the last one, then, please,
lady,
so that we can move ahead. Last question.
Okay, thank you very much. Because I want to know, is this open to youths from other states in Nigeria?
This is open, and let me just mention this, the first criteria to all youths, those who have qualified within 10 years. So if you've qualified 10 years ago, you've been practicing in whatever profession, you don't have to be an architect, you don't have to be an engineer, you can be anything. You can be an artist. But once you feel you have an idea that can disrupt this industry, please bring it to the table. So, yeah. So maximum, generally speaking, we would expect you not to be more than 40 years old. That is if we were to put an age, but we haven't actually put an age. What we've said is, you should have qualified no more than 10 years ago. So we assume that you're either a student or a young professional. Thank you very much. So on that note, on behalf of my committee and I want to thank you all very much again. Barrister Festus, thank you so much for the confidence reposed on us. We would like to promise you that we will not fail you by the grace of God. Thank you.